Hello and welcome back, everyone, to Freelancer on Rocket Rabbit Commentaries. And in this episode, after spending an hour trying to fucking beat Hovis's race, and we did actually do it, just not on screen, because no, I'm not pushing our viewers through that shit, or sitting through how angry that segment actually makes me, because fuck that. Hovis gave us the coordinates in order to go meet up with where Quintain has actually been studying. So that's what we're gonna go do. We're gonna go actually meet up with Quintain.
So, are we gonna go back to the race at some point?
No, we are done with it. I did it off screen. I'm not doing it on screen. I refuse to do it on screen. It is that goddamn terrible, and it took me an hour to do it off screen. The only narrative point that we missed, Mr. Cloud, is that Hovis gives us the coordinates with which we can use in order to go and meet up with Quintain. That's it.
So it just goes to show, once again, that usually the worst parts of the games that we love are the parts of the game that are not consistent with the core premise of said game.
You see, I would actually like there to be, a decent racing minigame in this game. Because to be perfectly honest, your cruise, while you're using cruise engines normally, your boat actually handles really nicely. So it would be somewhat interesting to have some decent race controls for a racing minigame in this game. It would be interesting to have that. But
right.
Yeah,
because
the thing is, the race against Hovis specifically is just so fucking borked that it's not fun. It's not fun to play through.
Right, like trying to solve math problems in Sonic the Hedgehog by breaking boxes, like trying to push the ball into the hole, but you only get 9 touches on the ball before it self-destructs.
Less, because you're on a timer.
Like, it's great that the game developers thought of all these nifty and useful other things that you can be doing with the very same mechanics that you're doing. They just have to acknowledge and appreciate that just because it's a doable thing does not necessarily mean it's going to be fun.
Also, we're fighting Rhineland again because Rhineland is still after Quintain, and because they didn't have to go through the fucking Hovis race to get here, they have a full Lancet of fighters here attempting to extract him.
Well, it's like you get to that point in a story where like you pass the test, you're now a graduate, and then you go to meet up with the other graduates. You could get debriefed on the big thing that gathered everybody in the first place. And you look around at all the other characters and say, "You don't know what I've been through. You're just wearing a costume that says you did. Do you have any idea how much I've sacrificed?" To quote Willem Dafoe.
You see, I was not quoting Epic the Musical, but oh well.
We're down to one ship.
And
We got another one.
oh, I accidentally turned on turret camera as I was attempting to loot whatever we got from that.
Oh, hey, you got a camera on your boat? Yeah? You want to take some pictures? You want to get scored and graded on your pictures? Want to grind up for that S rank to get on the cover of Space Monthly magazine?
Okay, Space Monthly would not be a very good magazine, specifically because it would have to have very specifically it would have to have specifically articles both promoting and criticizing the zones that it's in order for it to actually be a worthwhile paper.
Hey man, I can see a pretty good titillating series of stories and some great centerfold artwork circulating around the galaxy, if you catch my drift.
Thank you. Alright. So, let us dock on Station Glorious.
They have to change it from Playboy to Space Boy.
Hopefully they'll allow me to restock up on my shield batteries.
Prepare to dock.
And successfully docked. Yay.
Jeez, and now I'm trying to think of like what are some other missed opportunities for the mechanics that they have in this game that they could have put in like other kinds of like game genres.
Oh, easy with that.
Geez.
You fought well out there. Come on. Someone wants to have a look at you.
Very specifically, there isn't actually a dedicated mining beam in this game. And I know that that's weird because Earth and Beyond, which came out a couple years after this, had a dedicated mining system. And while there is a mining system in this game, it doesn't actually require a mining beam.
Now, who sent you?
I already told you.
Okay, now you know what, it's funny. I just thought of a game that this game could have done. It could have done quick time event dialogue.
Yes, and I wanted to thank you for your help.
Then you only have so much time to pick the right choice, and if you don't pick it in time, then the game is going to pick the worst one for you.
What did you say?
I have your artifact. The one Sinclair lost on Pygar. I found it.
Come on, you got two people holding guns up to you. You know, surely you could say something that could set them off and then cause a game over.
So where is it then?
Sinclair's working on it back on Leeds in hiding, but she can't decipher.
Mass
her
Effect
around.
3.
She needs your help.
Very well.
Well, just
Mr.
because they
Trent.
did it well means that nobody else can do
Whoa,
it.
whoa, whoa, whoa. They did it well in Mass Effect 1 and 2. 3's dialogue system isn't actually all that relevant because, you know, the only choice that you have of any relevance in 3 specifically ties to the ending. Yes, we can go. We can go and restore our shield batteries. Haha. Also, we can sell this thruster and recoup our batteries. Come on. Thank you.
Loaded into cargo.
Nice.
And our nanobots. So, now we have to escort Quintain all the way back to Leeds.
Escort missions.
This one is fine because Quintain actually has a relatively heavily armored freighter.
I'm flying this armored transport. I know it's slow, but it contains all the equipment I need for my work.
And they also are they're also bringing in a full light fighter squadron with him. So,
I'm uploading the coordinates.
Amy, what you wanna do?
He's on Leeds. That blight on our culture.
Quintain, Leeds is where we started off. Come on. Annotations Grenade specifically mentions that Quintain has got a right to be paranoid because, you know, Rhineland is actually after him.
My cruise engines are down.
Perez and Wallace, protect Quintain. Mr. Trent,
Well,
let's take
the engines are down. That means we can't proceed until he gets his engines online.
Yes, and we have to focus all of our attention on the good boat in order to do that. But you notice that we managed to get ourselves up to level 11 before the story mission, and now we're fighting level 10 enemies, and a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is one of the scaling problems that becomes more noticeable as we get towards end game. Is that we are always going to be outgunned, just forever and always. It's going to happen to us every single story mission, and for a good portion of our free play missions for the rest of the playthrough. So,
Well, I'll tell you, it sounds like a good motivation to finally get a knack for upgrading your ship on time.
the issue is we actually are almost as powerful as we're allowed to be with our Cavalier at the moment. Like, yes, we have the ability to upgrade into a level 5 shield, but I don't think anywhere has actually attempted to sell us a level 5 shield yet. You know, there certainly wasn't one on Glorious. Well, we didn't actually check on Hood to see if there was one.
My cruise engines are back online. We have to get out of here.
Yeah, of course the engine just came back online. I just erased the final enemy health bar.
Well, not the final one, the second to the final one. And there.
The last fighter is down.
All right.
That was close. Let's get out of here. Mr. Trent, take the lead.
Amy, let me take the lead.
Over back to Leeds and have you search up all your research. Ooh, pharmaceuticals.
For a while, maybe longer if I do. All right, how about this? How about this? You have 60 seconds to blow up as many asteroids as you can.
Problem is our weapon systems don't work whilst we're using our cruise
Here's
engines.
the jump hole now. Damn! Enemy ships
Well,
jumping
that's
in. They
why you gotta take the cruise engine to get to the Donkey Kong mini game barrel. You jump in the barrel. It says shoot the asteroids. Okay, 60 seconds. Here we go. Pew 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 pew.
But the Donkey Kong Country version of that game is one shot.
Yeah, and they wouldn't give you. Actually, they would give you closer to 20 seconds. They give you 20 seconds to shoot the rocks.
To be perfectly honest, it's a bit weird that that we're fighting a bunch of Rhineland ships at this point, given the revelations that happen later on in the storyline. Because
No,
at this,
it's funny
because
that
at this point we probably should actually be fighting Bretonian military assets instead of just Rhineland ones.
Well, maybe it's Bretonian military that.
No.
Rhineland
These are
ships.
definitely Rhineland ships. That is one of the big things that the game never actually tries to take advantage of, and it's kind of stupid that it never takes advantage of it because this is a space opera. So it's one of the things that we should be trying to do. Your origin planet usually determines what kind of boat you're flying around. Trent is one of the only exceptions to this rule. Even Junie never fully upgrades out of her dragon as she gets into an Anubis from later on.
Dock.
Oh yeah, here we are. We're upgrading our character and like, well, what you got? What, Junie? You got the perfect ship on your first try, huh? You never have to upgrade it. You never have to earn. You never have to go to the shop. Must be nice.